Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss brows. Now, for some reason, when someone mentions brows, people run screaming. And I'm not quite sure why, because brows actually define your face. They complete a look. They're one of the first things that people see when they look at you. So I'm not quite sure why everyone is so afraid of brows. And I assume it could be that they just have never filled them in, they've never messed with them, they don't know what products to use. I mean, I could probably list a million things. So today we're going to go over some brow products that you can use to define and sculpt and make your brows your own. And then we're going to discuss a brand new product that's out right now that's kind of fun and I think you're really going to enjoy. So first things first, if you are a beginner with brows, you might want to start with a pencil, and there are many different types of pencils for your brows. You have these types of pencils that you have to sharpen all the time. All of these products work really well. There are the micro tip pencils. And they're micro tips because they have a very fine, tiny little tip to them, which makes it easier for precise workmanship on your brows. Another type of pencil is an angled pencil, which is just what I said. It has multiple angles, so you can do multiple things with these types of pencils. There's the fine tip for precise, if you want to be precise with the little hairs that you're putting on in the front of your brow. There's a fatter tip to get in and fill in the rest of the brow. These pencils are really nice. There's another pencil out there called a fat pencil, and I don't have one of those, but they are more on the waxy side, and those are for really to tame unruly brows. So if you already have full brows and you don't really have any sparse areas that you need to fill in or do any more to them, the fat pencils will help make you smooth out the brows and make them do what you want them to do. Another product that people really like are the pomades, and they come in many different shapes and sizes. This is just one type of pomade that you can get, and pomades are kind of a creamy, waxy type of brow product. They come with these cute little angled brushes, and then you unscrew the top and your product is in there. So all you do is take the little brush, smooth it around the pomade, and then with a very light hand sculpt your brows and do what you need to do. Now the pomades, I'd say, are for more of the person that is very comfortable with doing their brows. If you are a beginner, I would stick to the pencils. Another product people use are powders, and unfortunately I don't have any brow powders either, but powders, to me, I would use them after I've used like a pomade to set my brows versus using it alone, all by itself. With the powders, you can use them just like the fat pencils to, if you already have nice full brows. The powders, you can fill in any areas that might be a little more sparse, but I mean, really, most people use them to set a pomade so that the brows don't go anywhere. All right, on to what we are going to talk about today. This guy right here. It is Benefit's new Brow Contour Pro, and this guy might look a little familiar to some of you. We had pens like this when we were younger with multiple colors going around it. It was so fun to play with. And this contraption is the same thing. You have a light and dark brow pencil, a definer pencil, and a highlighter. We are going to fill in our eyebrows today using this pencil, and what I'm going to begin with is the light color. Okay, Do I need to zoom you in? I might have to. So I zoomed you up just a little bit. We are going to start with the lightest color, and we're going to outline the bottom part of our brow. And I always like to start with the bottom part of my brow, just getting that line nice and even. And then we're going to move up to the upper part of our brow and we're going to fill that guy in. So what we're doing now is just following the natural shape of our brow and filling that in. Well, most of us have a natural arch, but if you don't, don't try to create one, because that's when it starts looking a little cartoony. Just keep going with the flow of the way your eyebrow goes. When you get to the front, you want to use tiny little strokes so that you can mimic little tiny hairs up front. You want to use a light hand when doing this so that it's not too harsh looking up top. But you do want to still fill that in. I know a lot of people are doing the ombre look right now where it goes from light to dark. Your natural eyebrow does not do that. If you like that look, more power to you. Keep going with it. But I don't, so I'm going to make sure that my eyebrows look all the same because that's how they naturally look. So we have the first brow done, and you can see when I look head on at you how different that looks by just filling in that brow. I mean, it really does start to define the whole rest of your face. And that is what I think a lot of people don't know, is that you're not really doing anything but enhancing the way you look already. I mean, it almost makes it look like I have more makeup on than I do. So we are going to move on to the other brow, and we're going to do it the same way. We're going to start with the bottom, and then we're going to start filling in the top area, and then we will work on the front part. Again, we just line the bottom. Now there's this age-old saying that they should be sisters, not twins. That's absolutely true. They should look as similar to one another as you can. But I mean, I understand sometimes they're not even neighbors. Just do the best you can. And again, practice makes perfect. Just because you've done this, I mean, even a handful of times and it doesn't work out, does not mean you should give up. Keep trying at it. It will eventually just happen one day. It took me a long time to get my brows the way I wanted them. And it's just trial and error. Keep at it. All right, I think we are done with that part. So here we go. It's crazy how much of a difference filling in your brows makes, isn't it? So we are going to move on to the definer part of this pen. Now this part helps clean up any areas that you might have kind of messed up in. You can just go around your brow and kind of clean it up, make it look nice and sculpted and how you want. And to blend it into your skin, all you do is pat it a little bit and it blends right in. So if there was just any areas that you want to define, you're going to use this little handy dandy pencil for it. And then you just pat it in, and it should match your skin color pretty well, which it does. So for the highlighter part of the pencil, you want to put that in the highest part of your brow bone, so your arch, and that will give a little pop of light to that area. Okay, our look is completed, and isn't it crazy the difference between not filling your brows in and having them filled in? I mean, it really does define my face. Now, I don't have a full face of makeup on right now, but it kind of looks like I do just because my eyebrows are done. And like I said, the brows are one of the first features that people notice when they are looking at you and speaking to you. Now, this little guy is remarkable. I do like playing with him, and I thought at first it'd be really gimmicky. Well, I do still think it's a little bit gimmicky, but it is fun to use, and I do find myself reaching for it in the morning when I want to do my brows. So we're going to keep a hold of this guy and keep playing with him. I do highly recommend it. I thought that I wouldn't like how thick it was too, because it is a nice thick pencil versus your tiny little micro brow pencil, but really they're not any different. I can still be as precise as I want to be with this pen. Now this retails for $34. You can get it online at Ulta or at Sephora, and I'm telling you, go out and get it. It's a lot of fun. So we are done with this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Press that subscribe button down below and hit the little bell so you can be notified of all of my future videos. Thank you so much. I'll see you later. Bye.